So, hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel. Hope you are doing well. As you know, we are running the video series on the subject, on the GTU subject, that is the cyber security. So we have come very much far. It's been a while. We have posted a video onto the YouTube on for the subject. Okay, so it's been a far journey. We have completed the bigger chapters, which will the individual chapter have the 25% of the weightage. So more than 75% of the syllabus we have covered up. Okay, so we have reached the more than far. So today we are starting the new chapter, that is exactly the cyber security chapter number 4, that is introduction to cyber crime and low cyber crimes. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's move towards the next slide. Okay, so this is the kind of thing we'll be going to cover: the types of different cyber crimes, which will cover the hacking, attack vectors, and then we have the introduction to the incident response, digital forensics, IT Act, different types of crimes and cyber world, and all this thing we'll be looking into this chapter, right? Now, when we are talking about the cyber crime, cyber law, we need to define what exactly the cyber crime is. So the cyber crime, or a computer oriented crime, is a crime that involves a computer and a network. Yes, as I told you earlier, where the cyber security terms comes, the networks and the computer both comes into the picture. The computer may have been used in the commission of the crime, or it may be the targeted. Okay, there are many privacy concerns surrounding the cybercrime when confidential information is intercepted or disclosed lawfully or the otherwise. So this is a kind of thing we can say a cybercrime, or we can say the cyber fully. Stalling the someone accounts, cracking it, getting into the someone's system, breaking the system, crashing the server. There are the different kinds of things available. This which will comes into the cyber crime. Even the copyright content, and the breaking the privacy laws and copyright infringement. There are so many things. All these things comes into the picture when we deal onto the cyber crime scenario, right? Now, the activity involves like attacking on the information center, attacking the information data center system, pornography, built images, online transaction fraud, internet cell fraud, and also deployment in the internet malicious activities such as a virus, worm, and the third party abuse like phishing, email scams, and etc. So this is the kind of all this thing which will covers into the cybercrime. Network security controls are used to prevent the access of the hackers in networks, which will be include firewall, virtual private networks, and the encryption algorithms. Okay, so this is the kind of thing we are dealing now. So this is a kind of attack which will be covered into the cybercrime. There are the different type of terminology that we have already seen, like a firewall and the VPN and the different kind of encryption algorithm are used to prevent all this kind of attacks, all this kind of cyber crimes, which we have already seen that. Okay, yes. Now we have the classification of the cybercrime. The classification of the cybercrime, we can say that there can be the three types of classification. First one is a crime against the individual, second one is a crime against the organization, the third one is a crime against the society. Crime against the individual, it can be on the person or to the property of an individual. Crime against organization, it can be the government organization, or it can be the private firm or the group of the individuals. And the third one is a crime against the society. Now, there are the different kinds of crimes to the individual, like harassment via the electronic mails, harassing someone through the mail, dissemination of obeisance material, cyber stalking, defamation using the social media, indecent exposure, cheating, we can say, unauthorized access or the computer system, email spoofing, and the different kinds of fraud. So this is the kind of attack cyber crimes against the individual. Then we have the against the individual property. It is a computer vandalism, transmitting the virus to the whole the network, netterpass, unauthorized access to the whole the computer networks, intellectual property crimes, and the internet thefts. Okay, now it's against the organization accessing the whole organization data, possession of the unauthorized information, distribution of the pirated software. Yes, the kind of you can say accessing the any pirated software can be considered into the cybercrime, right? Now, against the society, we can say the child pornography, incident exposure of polluting the youth, financial crimes, sale of illegal articles, uh, trafficking, forgery, and the online gambling. So this is a kind of thing we can define cybercrime against the society. Now, uh, now the question comes into, yes, this was all about what exactly the cyber crimes is, types of different cyber crimes. Now the question comes into the picture, how cyber criminals work exactly. So the cybercrime has become a profession, and the demography of the cyber criminal is changing rapidly with the type of organized gangsters who are more traditionally associated with the drug trafficking, extortion, and the money laundering. Yes, so we cannot say the cyber criminals belongs to the particular country or a continent. So they are like a group of members, where they are like a cracking. They want to hack any individual or any organization. The question of how to obtain a credit card or a bank account data can be answered by a selection of methods, each involving their own relative combination of risk, expense, and the skills. So this is a kind of thing which will happen into the cyber criminal. They try to get your account information and steal your money, or they try to get your important data and sell it to the market, and this is how they got the money, right? So to prevent the cyber crime, and uh, to catch the cyber hackers, or or we can say the attackers, there is a different kind of law available in the government, which we are talking as a cyber law. So the cyber law in India is not a separate legal framework. It's a combination of contract, intellectual property, data protection, and the privacy laws. So this is a combination of, we can say, the cyber law in India. With the computer and the internet taking over every aspect of our life, there was a need for a strong cyber law. Yes, a cyber law supervise the digital circulation of the information, software information security, e-commerce, and the monetary transactions. Right. The Information Technology Act 2000 addresses the gamut of new age crimes. Computer technology, mobile devices, software, and the internet are both medium and the target of such a crimes. All traditional criminal activities are such as a theft, fraud, forgery, defamation, and the mischief are part of a cyber space, right? Yes. So this is the kind of thing we can say cyber law is, right? Now, objective of the Information Technology Act to provide the legal recognition for all the e-transactions, to give a legal recognition to digital signatures as a valid signature to accept the agreements online, to give a legal recognition to keeping accounting books in electronic form by bankers as well as the other organization, protection of online privacy, and stopping the cyber crimes, right? The more objectives are the Indian IT law updated the Reserve Bank of India and the Indian Evidence Act with the evolution of the cyber law. Almost all the online activities came under the scrutiny. So all the transactions comes into the more, we can say, the supervision, that is we are calling as a scrutiny. However, one thing about cyber law is that there are certain areas on which cyber crimes law in India do not apply, such as like negotiable instrument, power of attorney, a will, the contract for sale, and the central government notified documents or the transaction. On this, this cyber law cannot be, as of now, it is not applied yet, right? Now, let's come into the types of cyber crimes. The cyber crimes we have seen individual, property, or we can say the group of hackers. Now we have the different types of cyber crime hackers. Hacking refers to the activities that seek to compromise digital device such as a computer, smartphones, tablets, and even entire networks. And while hacking might not always be for malicious purpose, nowadays most reference to hacking and the hackers characterize them as a unlawful activity by cyber criminals motivated by financial gain, protest information gathering, and even just for the fun of the challenge. So there are the different types of, we can say, the hackers are categorized. A computer hacker is any skilled computer expert who uses the technical knowledge to overcome a problem, while hacker can refer to any skilled computer programmer. The term has become associated in popular culture with a security hacker, someone who with the technical knowledge uses bugs or exploits to the break into the computer systems. Now we have the white hat hacker. A white hat hacker is an ethical hacker who ethically opposes to the abuse of the computer system. A white hat generally focuses on securing IT systems, whereas a black hat would like to break the system. So yes, this kind of hacker is like trying. So you have heard the term that is a ethical hacking. So we are learning a hacking to prevent the cybercrime. This is nothing but we can say as a white hat hacker. Yes, so there is a term called the ethical hacking, learning the hacking to prevent the hacking. So this is a kind of thing. The term white hat hacker is also often used to describe those who attempt to break into the system or networks in order to help the owners of the system by making them aware of the security flaws or to perform some other altruistic activity. Yes. So many such people are employed by computer security companies. These professionals are sometimes called as sneakers. Groups of these people are often called as tiger teams, right? Now the next term is a black hat hackers. A black hat is a person who compromises the security of a computer system without the permission of the authorized party, typically with the malicious content. So this is not like a white hacker. This is unethical, unlawful, right? The somewhat similar activity of defeating copy prevention devices in software, which may or may not be legal in countries' law in actual software cracking. The primary difference between the white and the black hat hackers is that the white hat hacker claims to be observe ethical principles. Like the black hats, white hats are often intimately familiar with the internal details of the security system and can delve into obscure machine code when needed to find a solution to tricky problems, right? Now the third type of hackers we have, that is a grey hat hackers. A grey hat in the computer security community refers to the skilled hacker who sometimes act as a legally, sometimes in a goodwill, and sometimes not. They are a hybrid between the white hat and the black hat hackers. They usually do not hack for personal gain or for a malicious intention, but may or may not occasionally commit crimes during the course of their technology exploits, right? Then internet crime hackers. The internet crime hackers commit the crime on the internet using the internet and by the means of the internet. Internet crime is a general term that includes crimes such as phishing, credit card frauds, bank robbery, illegal downloading, industrial espionage, child pornography, kidnapping children via chat room scams, cyber terrorism, creation and distribution of the viruses, spam, and so on. All such crimes are computer related and facilitated crimes. The different types of internet crime vary in their design and easy accessibility to be committed. It can be separated into the two different categories, right? First one is a blackmail hackers. The blackmail is a long established illegal act that has been given a new twist in the modern age. The blackmailer may threaten to release the embarrassing or the other harmful information via the internet or a private network if the victim does not comply with the demand of the criminal. A cybercrime of this type may go as far as having the victim transfer funds to an untraceable bank account, thus making a full use of modern technology to commit the crime blackmail. So this is a kind of blackmail hackers. Then we have the attack vector. In a cybersecurity, an attack vector is a path or a means by which an attacker can gain the unauthorized access to a computer or a network to deliver a payload or malicious outcome. Attack vector allow attackers to exploit system vulnerabilities, install different types of malware, and launch the cyber attack. Common attack vectors include malware, virus, email attachments, web pages, pop-ups, instant messages, text messages, and the social engineering. Right. So this is a kind of, so it's attack vector is a kind of a path from which attackers attack to any organization or a computer system, right, or the computer network. Now the next term is comes to the cyberspace. Cyberspace refers to the virtual computer world, and more specifically is an electronic medium used to form a global computer network to facilitate the online communication. It is a large computer network made up of many worldwide computer networks that employ TCP/IP protocol to aid in the communication and the data exchange activities. Cyberspace allows users to share information, interact, swap ideas, play games, and so this is a, we can say, a cyberspace kind of nothing but the kind of internet. The group of computers is nothing but the internet network, right? Now, what you are termed as a criminal behavior, the criminal behavior mentioned in the internet crime scheme section track information in the many ways. In common fraud scams, the criminal gathers the information by phishing and the spoofing, leading to the identity theft. The imposter pretends to be the other person and uses their information without their knowledge to commit the theft. Yes, so this is a kind of term as criminal behavior. Now, there are some other terms, the other definition into the cyberspace we have to take care. So the cybercrime is rapidly evolving as it is terminology used to describe it. So the first term is a backdoor. A backdoor is a way to access an electronic system by bypassing some or all security mechanism. So this is nothing but the backdoor. Cyberbullying. This is the act of online individual harassing or intimidating another individual via the internet. That is nothing but the cyberbullying. Then we have the denial of service. That is a shortly denial of service attack. The shortly term is a DOS attack, a coordinated attack that aims to overwhelm the resource of targeted system to crash that system. A firewall, a hardware or a software designed to prevent unauthorized users from accessing a computer system. Yes, we have already seen that the firewall. We have the separate chapter number 3. We have covered that. Then we have the malware, malicious software such as a virus or a worm that attacks a targeted computer or a network. So DDoS attack means are used to make an online service unavailable and take the network down by overwhelming the site with the traffic from a variety of sources. So what we are doing in the DDoS attack, you are throwing a traffic to the server. You are making such a program which will send a continuous request to the server. So what will happen, there will be a very much traffic onto the particular server. The server will crash down. So ultimately the other users cannot access the particular server. So this is a kind of way we can say the DDoS attack. Then we have the next term, that is a botnets. Botnets are network from compromised computer that are controlled externally by remote hackers. The remote hackers then send spam or attack other computers through this botnets. Botnets can also be used to act as a malware and perform the malicious task. Then we have the identity theft. This cybercrime occurs when a criminal gains access to users' personal information to steal funds, access confidential information, or participate in a tax or a health insurance fraud. They can also open a phone internet account in your name, use your name to plan a criminal activity, and claim government benefits in your name. They may also do this by finding out users' password through the hacking, retrieving personal information from social media, or sending a phishing mails. So now the traditional problems still have some other keywords, other definition. The next one is the cyber stalking. Cyber stalking, this is the kind of cybercrime involves online harassment where the user is subjected to a plethora of online messages and emails. Typically, cyber stalkers use social media, website, and search engines to intimidate a cyber user and instill fear. Usually, the cyber stalker knows the victim and makes the person feel afraid or concerned for the safety. Then we have the social engineering. Social engineering involves criminals making direct contact with you, usually by phone or email. They want to gain your confidence and usually poses as a customer service agent, so you will give a necessary information needed. This is typically a password, the company you work for, or a bank information. Cyber criminals will find out what they can about you on the internet and then attempt to add you as a friend on a social accounts. Once they gain access to the account, they can sell your information or secure accounts in your name. Then we have the phishing. This is a kind of type of attack involves hackers sending a malicious email or email attachment or a to the users to gain access to their accounts or a computer. Cyber criminals are becoming more established and many of the emails are not flagged as a spam. Users are tricked into emails claiming they need to change their password or update their billing information, giving the criminal access. So phish is a kind of thing. Let's say the attacker will make a Facebook type of page. So when you access a Facebook, their page will open it up. When you enter a username or password, your username and password will be first gone to them. So this is a kind of thing of phishing. Then we have the online scams. These are usually in the form of ads or spam emails that include promises of rewards or offers unrealistic amounts of money. Online scams include enticing offers that are too good to be true, and when clicked on the can cause a malware to interface and compromises the information. Then we have the prohibited and the illegal content. So this cybercrime involves a criminal sharing. And distributing the inappropriate content that can be considered highly distressing and offensive. Offensive content can include, but is not limited to, sexual activity between adults, videos with the intense, violent, and videos of the criminal activity. Illegal content includes materials advocating terrorism-related acts and child exploitation material. This type of content exists both on the everyday internet and on the dark web on the anonymous network. Right? Now the next topic is introduction to incident response. So we are not moving ahead on this video lecture. We are done with this video lecture. We'll cover a incident response into the next video lecture. So hope you can understand the initial of all these things: cybercrime, cyber law, Information Act 2000, all these things, different terms of the cyber law related. So thank you very much for watching a video. Have a great day. We'll post a new video onto this chapter. Thank you.